welcome back to Lex Reads. So in today's video, this is actually the last video of 2023. I wanted to do my top movies, books, and films of this year. I had a really good year pertaining to books. I read total of 51 books. I believe my Goodreads goal was 80, and although I didn't reach it, I am not, pressing myself about it because I read 51 books, and it was about, for me, the quality of books as opposed to the quantity of books. And I can honestly say I had more 3 to 5 stars than, 2 to 1 star. So first, let's go to books. I had 3 top books this year. And of course, that was Sadiko Johnson, The House of Eve. I have 2 copies of this book, and I read this twice. Sadiko Johnson was also on my list last year, and I had read Yellow Wife 3 times. You guys know how much I talk about that book and how much I love it. It is one of my favorites. Like, if you want a good historical fiction book, pick up Sadiko Johnson. It was so crazy because I was looking on Instagram of everyone's top picks of 2023, and a lot of people had her on there. Sadiko knows how to tell a story and you're entertained. Also, too, her stories are not the same. This is nothing like Yellow Wife, and vice versa. Any book that she writes, she's an automatic buy for me. Automatic. Next is The Dust Child by Wong Fung Quay Mai. She is a Vietnamese author, and this book, I have a vlog on this book. I read this book in one day, and I actually was crying. I had every emotion. You guys saw me crying because it was so good. Oh my goodness, I picked this up on a whim. Backdrop is the Vietnam War. In that reading vlog, I include videos of, GI soldiers talking about it. I also include some clips of like the bar girls, inside the bar, and clips of Amerasian children looking for, their parents years later. But this book, amazing. And then the last book, which was an audiobook of mine, it was a romance, and it's by Alexandria House, and it is the McCain brothers. You guys know I did a review on that series. I really like Alexandria House. She probably is one of my favorite Black romance authors because you get the realistic, romance, but also you get the fairy tales. And I would say out of that whole series, my favorite is Sage and Neil. I love their story. Oh my goodness. And I love the way that the narrator narrates it. Is fantastic. Alexandria House can do no wrong. I read a lot of her works this year. Well, not a lot, but I want to say at least about 5 or 6 of her stories, and really did enjoy all of them. That is it for the books. Now let's go to the TV shows. This year I watched a lot of things that was out of my comfort zone, and also I watched a lot of movies that had been out for years and had just seen them. So the first movie that I loved this year was The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Again, that came out years ago, and it's the first time I saw it. And unbelievable. Loved it so much that I actually bought a collection of F. Scott Fitzgerald's short stories and some of his novels, because The Curious Case of Benjamin Button was a short story by F. Scott Fitzgerald, who wrote The Great Gatsby. And the way they turned that little short story into that movie, and then they made it their own. I loved how they had Queenie, who was played by Taraji P. Henson, how she was Benjamin's mother. He was basically adopted by her. I love that aspect. Taraji should have won that Oscar. I know she's been talking about, the inequality when it comes to money with Black actresses. And when she broke it down, it's like, no, I really understand what she's talking about. But she should have won an Oscar for that. She portrayed Queenie. Oh, she did such an excellent job. I mean, everyone did so well with Cate Blanchett and Brad Pitt. I loved every minute of that movie. I actually need to buy that movie. That's how much I love it. Next is The Gilded Age, which that was on my list last year. We had season 2 finally, which, girl, that season, unbelievable. It was so good, but it was so short. We only had like 8 episodes. And that show is just fantastic. I've told you guys time and time again how I love the way they depict the Black elite. They depict Blacks, in general. I think a lot of times when you think about the 1900s, you just think of slavery when it comes to Blacks, but no. Reconstruction age, we had businesses, we had money, okay? And they depict that when it comes to the Black elite. I would say my favorite character, I love Agnes. I love Agnes. Agnes reminds me so much of my aunt, where she is a tough cookie. You can't get none past her, but she is nice and gentle. And she always has your best interests. And although she go tell you that, but she really does. And I love Ada, her sister. Um, the whole cast is just fantastic. The way they tell their story is amazing. Just a win-win. Like I said, I cannot wait for season 3. Next was The Glory, which was a Korean drama on Netflix. I got into Korean dramas this year and was quite surprised how much I really liked them. But The Glory, oh, that was so good, y'all. Oh my goodness. First of all, I love a good revenge story. Really do. And I know with The Glory, it was inspired by some bullying. You had a young girl who was tortured in school, where they beat her. They would take curling irons and put it on her arms. It's horrible, where she actually had to drop out of school and get her GED. But she, comes up in life. She's very, very smart. And she says, you know what? I'm going to get them. And the way she does it is so clever, because she not only gets revenge on them, but like, I always think of, in Mean Girls, how they have like the enemy of skanks, how they put them up against each other, their friends. That's what she does, okay? She does the same thing. She puts the friends against each other, and they like, oh, I can't trust you, and da-da-da-da-da. That show was just amazing. And then lastly is a documentary that I watched, which was Donna Summer, Love to Love You Baby. I have always been a fan of Donna Summer. I remember when Donna Summer passed back in 2012. That's when I really got in her music and started knowing not just like her singles. We know Last Dance and Love to Love You Baby and, Bad Girls. She passed, I bought all of her music. And years later, when she passed, her daughter, Brooklyn Sedano, who was an actress on My Wife and Kids, she played Junior's girlfriend. She wanted to do a documentary about her mother, and she did a fantastic job. You learn so much about Donna, her personal life, her professional life, and I love it because you actually have Donna talking. You have her telling her life. You have her daughters, her husband, her sisters, her brother, really, they're telling the truth. You're not just getting, outside people, you're getting family members. And that woman was just amazing. That voice, that range. Donna was ahead of her time. And also, you can't pigeonhole her. I think a lot of people just think of disco, which she is the queen of disco. But also, Donna did rock. She's was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And she has 5 Grammys from 5 different categories. No one has done that. Absolutely adored that documentary. I actually watched it several times. And lastly, let's go to music. My top artists, I had 3. My first artist I listened to a lot was BB and CeCe Winans. BB and CeCe Winans, they are a gospel duo. They came out of Detroit, and I mean, come on now. No, I know y'all know BB and CeCe Winans. I grew up on BB and CeCe, love their music. Their music is just timeless. I would say my favorite song by BB and CeCe is Two Different Lifestyles. The next artist, which I had her again, which was Jasmine Sullivan. Jasmine Sullivan was on my list last year. I love the album Hotels, fantastic. Jasmine Sullivan can just sing like nobody's business, and I'm so glad that she's finally getting her praise and recognition. Next was Solange. Solange Knowles. At the Table, one of my favorite albums. I also love her sophomore, album to that. Reason why I like Solange is that album is so different. You almost can't pigeonhole it. You can't categorize it, because she has like pop, then she has R&B, and she has soul, and it's so different. I think we compare her so much to her sister, but Beyonce's uncomparable, you know, but I love the fact that her music is not like Beyonce's. It's totally different. And we saw that through her album. So yeah, guys, that is it when it comes to my top picks of 2023. It was a really good year this year, professionally and personally. I did a lot of things out of my comfort zone. I still want to carry on for 2024. I also want to thank you guys so much for supporting me, supporting my channel. Because of the support from you guys, I now get compensated for something that I absolutely love. You guys know my backstory when it comes to books, when it comes to reading. The fact that I am actually getting a coin from this just blows my mind. It's all thanks to you guys. I do not say thank you lightly. I thank you guys for joining my book club. This was our first year. We started in February of 2023. I love the camaraderie and meeting with you guys each month, you know, discussing a book, getting recommendations from you guys. It really does mean a lot to me. It honestly does. I pray that all of you will have a good new year. We are speaking into existence. Again, thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. So that's all I have for you guys, and I'll be back with more Black books. Bye.